It's Nolan. What's going on, y'all? It's the kid J Nolan here. Today we're going to be talking about Diddy. All right, now y'all know I kind of all but retired the Diddy talk on my channel. I mean, there's nothing more to be said about him. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen with all of those SA cases. But as of today, Diddy was officially let go by Diageo. I mean, they already put out a statement saying that they weren't looking forward to moving forward with him in any capacity, whether it be with DeLeon or Ciroc. They had already put a press release out about that, but today they finally settled in court over a lawsuit that Diddy had filed against them, a discrimination case, and he's officially been let go. All duties, all connection to the company, everything has been thrown to the streets, all right? So I'm on Rolling Stone now, and they say Sean Combs settles with Diageo amid ongoing SA lawsuits. The music mogul had accused Diageo of racism, while the spirits giant asked the judge to block him from ads following all allegations, okay? So this settlement comes in and it states that Diageo will no longer be a joint owner of the tequila brand DeLeon or have any ties to Ciroc vodka, which means Diddy is out. They completely own both companies. I mean, he didn't have ownership of Ciroc anyway. He was just a spokesman and brand ambassador, glorified version of that. He was being paid handsomely for doing that, by the way. And then they allowed him to have his own liquor, DeLeon, which they've now taken back. So this pact comes after Combs first sued Diageo in May of last year, accusing the company of labeling Ciroc and DeLeon as black brands, quote unquote, restricted to urban markets. He then sued them again in October of last year, asking for an injunction that will force Diageo to comply with how he viewed his contract. Weeks later, unfortunately, while he was trying to go through that in public, in court, etc., ex-girlfriend Cassie came out and she dropped a bombshell that now has basically marked him as a predator in everyone's eyes for the foreseeable future. Now, people had already seen him as a financial predator in the music industry, in the music business, for taking his artists, masters, publishing, etc. And many artists that have been signed to Bad Boy have gone out sad, whether they killed people, robbed people, turned themselves in for old crimes because living in jail was better than living on the streets with a clear conscience. So many different things happen. And now that just drove the nail in the coffin for him, pretty much. I've talked about all the SA cases on my channel. I'm not going to revisit all of that. Moving forward, they basically used those allegations against him, saying that any advertising that would come out with his face on it or anything in his name, image, or likeness connected to their company would only tarnish their brand. Okay? So while he vehemently denies all accusations and we haven't found resolutions for them as of yet, Diageo had been pressing a judge in New York to deny his request for control over a $15 million marketing budget that he says was promised for his company and for him to allocate for the company. They state that the disturbing allegations against Mr. Combs set forth in these lawsuits underscore that any DeLeon campaign featuring Mr. Combs would compound and amplify the harm that he's already caused. Diageo lawyers wrote to Justice Joel M. Cohen of New York County, requiring Diageo to pay for such a campaign would be devastating to the brand and to Diageo more broadly. In a joint statement released earlier in this afternoon, the parties confirmed that Combs would no longer be half owner of the DeLeon brand. The parties did not disclose any financial details of this settlement, so we don't know who got paid or, you know what I'm saying? But I would suggest that I would assume that Diddy did get a little bit of a payout, of course, because he is the one that's being removed from his position. He is the one that's getting the company taken out of his name. He is the one that's going to be having his face, his image, his likeness taken off of all the branding for the company. So I'm sure they gave him a payout and said, get on about your business. In a statement, it says, Sean Combs and Diageo have now agreed to resolve all disputes between them. Mr. Combs has withdrawn all of his allegations against Diageo and will voluntarily dismiss his lawsuits against Diageo with prejudice. They also state that he cannot file this lawsuit again in the future, meaning that this is the final time that he had an opportunity to say anything, voice any grievances with Diageo. He now has to forever hold his peace, similarly to those that have signed his NDAs at Bad Boy. Diageo and Mr. Combs have no ongoing business relationship, either with respect to Ciroc vodka or DeLeon tequila, which Diageo now solely owns. The company previously announced the end of their voluntary association with him back in June, and they at least did that in relation to Ciroc, stating that he did not have an ownership stake. They accused of him of making numerous defamatory and disparaging accusations of racism. They say Mr. Combs' bad faith actions have clearly breached his contracts and left us no choice but to dismiss his baseless complaint and end our business relationship. Mr. Combs has repeatedly undermined our partnerships and threatened to publicly defame Diageo if we did not meet his unreasonable financial demands. So he was trying to strong arm them, right, in their opinion. And they say, hey, you couldn't have done this at a better time. You couldn't have been accused of a more heinous crime that's going to work in our favor, because now all we have to do is say that working with you is detrimental to our company. We can discard you. We could toss you out. We could do whatever the hell we want, right? But as in most settlements, there is some sort of financial payout in order to get people to go, especially if he's dropping all lawsuits. He's holding his mouth shut where he can't say anything else further in the future, can't talk about it, can't make any further allegations or accusations in terms of those, the racial lawsuit that he put on them, all of the accusations of them being disparaged, being pigeonholed into being black urban brands. Only thing of this is what does the future hold for Diageo brands, right? What does Ciroc look like moving forward without Diddy? I mean, we've only associated that company with him for the past 15 to 20 years. Him being gone, are people still going to drink it? DeLeon, more specifically, that was spinning the block, renewing a partnership with the company. They allowed him to have something under his name, under his ownership stake that they had 50-50 ownership of, or whatever that percentage was. Now they're able to strip that from underneath him, which, again, was only associated with him. People supported that brand to be associated with him and the alleged lifestyle that he was promoting to the people. So with him being taken away, although he does have all of these egregious allegations against him, there is a buying consumer market of people that go to the liquor store every day and buy that because of the success that Diddy himself has amassed over the course of his career in music, which gives people the illusion that they're getting a taste of his success in their glass. So are they gonna still be successful without him? We don't know. Maybe it's been so ingrained into people's everyday lifestyle that they're just gonna keep going back. But as we know, black people will dissociate with your ass in a quick second for little or nothing. So it's gonna be very interesting to see. Now, we all know the chickens have come home to roost on Diddy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying anything in this video in sympathy, empathy, or to try to justify anything that he did or anything that he's been alleged of doing. All I'm wondering is how Diageo moves forward from here. I know they have a marketing budget. I know that they have all of that. I'm just curious on how the consumers are going to react when the entire reason that they bought into these brands, these liquors, is because of him. For those of y'all that used to drink DeLeon, used to drink Ciroc, have you continued supporting? Have you continued consuming it throughout the duration of these allegations on him since about November, October of last year? Have y'all been tuned in? Have y'all still been drinking it? Are y'all going to continue to consume it? Is it just a superior liquor brand to you? I don't drink, so I wouldn't know. Let me know what y'all thoughts are on that, because I would love to get a little bit of education on how real everyday people that may consume these brands feel. In other Diddy related news, he's also bowed out of attending this year's Grammy show due to all of the sexual allegations that have been placed on him. The block is way too hot for him to come out gallivanting, trying to wear fancy clothing, you know what I'm saying, jewelry and stuff like that. He's laying low, keeping a low profile. So it has been put out there that he will not be attending this year. There will be no awards given to him. There will be no Lifetime Achievement Award, which I'm sure they probably had one before all that shit hit the fan. So it's looking like scary hours for Diddy right about now. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I'll see y'all on the next one, man. Peace.
King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming out swinging like soldier rags. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef on computers, I'm straight out the sewer, we come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden they tell me they proud of me. I been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. When I catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.